Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Wesbank, and today we're venturing deep into the heart of the wild. Nature is a place of incredible beauty, but it's also a powerful, untamed force that demands respect. It's full of secrets, wonders that can leave you speechless, and dangers that can catch the unprepared off guard. In this video, we're going to uncover some of the most mind-blowing facts our planet has to offer. From the lungs of the Earth to creatures that defy death itself, we're exploring the extremes of the natural world. But this isn't just about amazing trivia. For every incredible fact, there's a lesson to be learned. Knowledge is power, and in the wild, it's the key to survival. So grab your gear and get ready for an expedition. Make sure you stick with me right to the very end. The information we're covering today could genuinely be the most important thing you learn this week. We're going to arm you with knowledge that not only makes you appreciate our planet more, but could also save your life or the life of someone you care about. Right, let's start with a giant. The Amazon rainforest. It's not just a jungle, it's the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. A sprawling, living, breathing ecosystem. This immense green ocean of trees is often called the lungs of the planet, and for a very good reason. It's responsible for producing a colossal 20% of the world's oxygen. Think about that for a moment. 1 in every 5 breaths you take is thanks to this incredible, vibrant wilderness. The sheer biodiversity here is mind-boggling. Millions of species of insects, plants, fish, and mammals call this place home, many of which are still unknown to science. It's a world of constant discovery and immense power. Now imagine you find yourself lost in this vast, disorienting labyrinth of green. It's an intimidating thought. Panic is your greatest enemy here. You need to find a source of moving water, a small stream or a creek, and you must follow it downstream. Why? Because water is the lifeblood of civilization. Streams flow into rivers, and rivers almost always lead to human settlement. Following water downstream is your best bet for finding help, a village, a fishing camp, or at the very least, a more traveled route. It's a simple principle, but in the dense, confusing world of the rainforest, it's a lifeline that can guide you back to safety. Let's move from the sprawling jungle to something you might find in your own kitchen cupboard. Honey. We see it as a simple sweetener, something to put on toast or in our tea, but this golden liquid is one of nature's most miraculous creations. Here's a fact that sounds like it's from a fantasy story: honey never spoils. Archaeologists excavating ancient Egyptian tombs have found pots of honey thousands of years old, and get this, it's still perfectly edible. The secret to its incredible longevity lies in its unique chemical makeup. Honey is a supersaturated sugar solution with a very low water content. This environment is incredibly inhospitable for bacteria and other microorganisms. They simply can't survive in it. Furthermore, bees add an enzyme that produces hydrogen peroxide, a powerful antiseptic. This brings us to a crucial survival application. If you're in a tough spot, short on supplies, finding a wild beehive can be a game changer. It's risky, of course, but the reward is immense. Honey is packed with simple sugars that your body can absorb almost instantly, providing a massive energy boost. But its uses go beyond just fuel. This makes honey an incredible natural antiseptic for field medicine. After cleaning a wound, applying honey creates a barrier against pathogens while promoting healing. Just be incredibly careful when dealing with the bees. They've worked hard for their treasure, and they will defend it fiercely. Now for a feat of survival that seems to defy the very laws of biology. We're heading to the colder climates, where we find an animal that has mastered the art of freezing. I'm talking about certain species of frogs, like the wood frog. When winter comes and temperatures plummet, these remarkable amphibians do something extraordinary. They allow themselves to freeze solid. You can literally pick one up, and it will be like a frog-shaped ice cube. Its heart stops beating, its breathing ceases, and there is no brain activity. To any observer, it is clinically dead, but it's not. The frog's body floods its cells with glucose, which acts as natural antifreeze. This prevents ice crystals from forming inside the cells, which would otherwise shred them apart. The water between cells freezes, but the vital machinery within remains intact. Then, as spring arrives and the world thaws, a miracle happens. The frog thaws out. Its heart flickers back to life, its lungs start to draw breath, and within hours, it hops away as if nothing happened. This brings us to a vital survival lesson for us humans. Unlike the wood frog, we cannot freeze and come back. Our greatest enemy in the cold is hypothermia. The key to preventing it is managing moisture and insulation through layering. You wear multiple, thinner layers rather than one bulky coat. This traps air between layers, creating effective insulation. Crucially, layering allows temperature regulation. Sweat is your enemy in the cold. It conducts heat away 25 times faster than air. Stay dry, avoid sweating, and adjust layers as your activity changes. From the freezing cold, let's journey to the complete opposite extreme, the scorching, relentless heat of the Sahara Desert. This is, honestly, one of the most hostile environments on the planet. It's a vast sea of sand and rock, larger than the entire United States. The sun here is definitely not your friend. It's an overwhelming force that beats down with brutal intensity. Official temperatures have been recorded at over 136 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. Out on the sun-baked sand, it's even hotter. In a place like this, life hangs by a thread, and that thread is water. The air is so dry it pulls moisture right out of your skin. Dehydration is a constant, lethal threat. Your body loses water through every breath and, most significantly, through sweat. This is where a critical survival mindset comes in. You must become a master of conservation, not just of water but of your own sweat. Every drop of moisture your body loses is a step closer to disaster. This means completely rethinking your daily rhythm. The middle of the day is the time of greatest danger. The survival strategy is to live like the desert creatures. You must become nocturnal. Find or create shade during the hottest part of the day. Rest, stay still, conserve energy and sweat. All movement must happen during cooler hours, at dawn, dusk, and if there's moonlight, during the night. By shifting your schedule, you minimize your body's need to cool itself, extending your survival time dramatically. Nature is full of incredible speed, from the cheetah on the savannah to the peregrine falcon in the sky. But what about plants? We usually think of them as slow, static organisms, but some can grow at a pace you can almost watch in real time. The champion of plant growth is bamboo. Certain species of this remarkable grass, and yes, it is a grass, not a tree, hold the world record for fastest growing plant on Earth. Under ideal conditions, it can shoot up by as much as 35 inches, or nearly a meter, in a single day. This explosive growth is powered by a pre-existing root system called a rhizome. The new shoots emerge with their full diameter and extend upwards like a telescope, unfurling pre-formed segments. For a survivor, this rapid growth and abundance make bamboo one of the most valuable resources you could hope to find. If you find yourself where bamboo grows, you've essentially found a natural hardware store. Its strength and light weight make it perfect for building shelter. You can construct a frame for a lean-to, or even a raised platform, to keep you off damp ground and away from crawling insects and snakes. The hollow stalks provide endless possibilities. You can craft tools. A sharp cut creates a formidable spear for fishing or defense. You can make cooking utensils, containers, even musical instruments if morale is low. Perhaps most vital is its use as a water container. By cutting a section and knocking out internal nodes, you create a perfectly functional canteen. This allows you to transport water from source to camp, a fundamental survival task. We've talked about survival on the ground, but now let's look to the skies for a true master of navigation, the Arctic tern. This is not a large or imposing bird, but its abilities are nothing short of superhuman. It undertakes the longest migration of any animal on Earth. Every year it flies from its breeding grounds in the Arctic, all the way down to the Antarctic coast, and back again. This is a round trip of about 44,000 miles. Over its lifetime, an Arctic tern can travel a distance equivalent to flying to the moon and back 3 times. It spends most of its life in perpetual daylight, experiencing 2 summers a year. To accomplish this incredible feat, the tern relies on a sophisticated internal navigation system. Scientists believe it uses a combination of cues, the Earth's magnetic field, the position of the sun, and even the patterns of stars at night. It is a living, breathing GPS unit of unparalleled accuracy. This incredible natural ability holds a profound lesson for any of us who might find ourselves lost. In a survival situation, your ability to navigate, to know your direction, is paramount. Without it, you're just wandering aimlessly, wasting precious energy. Just like the tern, you can use celestial bodies to find your way. During the day, the sun is your primary guide. In the northern hemisphere, it rises in the east, travels through the southern sky, and sets in the west. You can use an analog watch or stick and shadow method to find precise directions. At night, the stars take over. In the northern hemisphere, finding Polaris, the North Star, is key. It sits almost directly above the North Pole, and all other stars appear to rotate around it. You can find it using the pointer stars in the Big Dipper. In the southern hemisphere, use the Southern Cross to find south. Learning these basic celestial navigation techniques is a skill that costs nothing, but can be utterly priceless when all your modern technology has failed. Let's return to the desert, a place where water is the ultimate prize. The image of a desperate survivor cutting open a cactus and drinking life-saving water is a classic trope we've all seen in movies. And it's true, cacti are incredible survivalists, masters of water storage. Their thick, waxy stems hold vast amounts of water. The iconic saguaro can store up to 200 gallons, allowing survival for months without rain. However, this is where knowledge can be the difference between life and death. The idea that you can drink from any cactus is a dangerous myth. While some cacti contain potable water, many others contain acids and alkaloids toxic to humans. Drinking from these plants can cause severe sickness, vomiting, and diarrhea. This is catastrophic in survival situations, accelerating dehydration and sealing your fate. The key is identification, and it must be absolute. The fishhook barrel cactus is one of the few species generally considered safe to drink from in emergency. It has a distinctive barrel shape with hooked spines. Even then, the liquid isn't pure water. It's a thick, somewhat slimy fluid that can be unpalatable but is hydrating. You'd need to cut off the top and mash the pulp inside to extract the liquid. The ultimate survival tip here is caution. Unless you are 100% certain of the cactus species and know it to be safe, do not drink from it. The risk is simply too great. Your best bet is finding reliable water sources like seeps, springs, or digging in dry riverbeds, rather than gambling on unknown plants. Nature's power is often at its most raw and spectacular during a thunderstorm. The flash of lightning and roar of thunder is a primal display of atmospheric energy that demands our respect. The scale of it is almost incomprehensible. Here's a shocking fact. Lightning isn't rare. It is happening constantly all over our planet. On average, lightning strikes Earth about 100 times every single second. That adds up to a staggering 8.6 million strikes per day. Each bolt is a channel of plasma hotter than the sun's surface, carrying immense electrical charge. It's a force of nature we are right to be wary of. While lifetime odds of being struck are low, those odds change dramatically if you're caught outdoors in the wrong place at the wrong time. Knowing what to do when the sky unleashes its fury is critical survival knowledge. The biggest mistake is underestimating danger and making poor shelter choices. The most dangerous place is wide open spaces like fields or golf courses. In these areas, you become the tallest object, creating a preferential path for lightning. Similarly, seeking shelter under a tall, isolated tree is incredibly bad. That tree is a natural lightning rod. So what do? Your goal is making yourself as small and low a target as possible while minimizing ground contact. If caught in the open and can't reach proper shelter like a building or car, find a low-lying area like a ditch. The safest position is the lightning crouch. Squat down low on the balls of your feet, feet together, head tucked down. This minimizes height and ground contact, offering the best chance of current passing over rather than through you. When we think of the largest living things on Earth, our minds might go to giant redwood trees or the blue whale. But the world's single largest living structure wasn't made by one organism, but by billions of tiny ones working together. I'm talking about the Great Barrier Reef, off the coast of Australia. This colossal structure is so vast it can be seen from space. It stretches for over 1,400 miles, a vibrant, sprawling city built by tiny animals called coral polyps. These polyps are soft-bodied invertebrates that secrete a hard calcium carbonate exoskeleton. Over thousands of years, countless generations build upon their ancestors' skeletons, creating the complex, three-dimensional structures we know as coral reefs. This intricate architecture provides a home for a quarter of all marine species, making reefs one of the most biodiverse and important ecosystems on the planet. They are the rainforests of the sea. Now let's shift to a survival perspective. Imagine you're stranded at sea, perhaps after a boating accident, and find yourself washed up near a coral reef. At first it might seem like salvation, and in many ways it can be. The reef ecosystem is teeming with life, which means it can be a vital food source. The shallow lagoons and pools are often full of fish, crabs, shellfish, and sea urchins that can be caught for sustenance. The reef can also offer shelter. A large stable section exposed at low tide provides temporary refuge from the open ocean, a place to rest and get your bearings. The breaking waves on the outer edge dissipate their energy, creating calmer waters in the lagoon behind it. It's a lifeline in a desperate situation. However, a reef is also fraught with danger. The coral itself can be razor sharp, and a fall can result in nasty cuts that easily become infected in warm, salty water. The reef is also home to a host of venomous and dangerous creatures, from stonefish and lionfish to cone snails and sea snakes. The survival tip here is to treat the reef with extreme respect. Move slowly and deliberately, always wear footwear if you have it, and never put your hands or feet into holes or crevices you can't see into. The reef can save you, but it can also harm you if you're not careful. We've seen plants that grow at incredible speeds and provide us with tools. But now, let's look at a group of plants that have turned the tables on the animal kingdom. Carnivorous plants. These are species that have adapted to grow in nutrient-poor environments like bogs and swamps, where the soil lacks essential minerals like nitrogen. To supplement their diet, they've evolved ingenious ways to trap and consume insects and other small creatures. The most famous of these is the Venus flytrap. Its trap is actually a modified leaf that snaps shut in a fraction of a second when an unsuspecting insect touches the trigger hairs on its surface. Once trapped, the plant secretes digestive enzymes that break down the soft tissues of its prey, absorbing the vital nutrients. It's a fascinating reversal of the natural order. Other carnivorous plants use different methods, like the sticky flypaper traps of sundews, or the pitcher plants that drown their victims in digestive fluid. This incredible adaptation highlights a fundamental truth about survival. In the wild, you must be resourceful to find food. For us, this means looking to the plant kingdom as a potential source of calories and nutrients. Edible plants, berries, nuts, and roots can be a lifesaver when other food sources are scarce. The knowledge of what is safe to eat in your local environment is one of the most valuable skills a survivor can possess. However, just as with the cactus, this comes with a serious warning. For every edible plant, there's a lookalike that could be toxic. Misidentification can lead to anything from mild stomach upset to severe poisoning, paralysis, or even death. The rule is simple and absolute. Never eat any wild plant unless you can identify it with 100% certainty. There is no room for guesswork when it comes to foraging. Your survival tip is to invest in knowledge before you ever need it. Get a good field guide for your region and study it. Learn to identify not just edible plants, but also their poisonous lookalikes. Pay attention to all details: leaf shapes, flower structures, fruit types. If you're ever in doubt, even a little bit, you must leave it alone. The risk is never worth the potential reward. Proper identification is the only thing that separates a life-saving meal from a fatal mistake. And there you have it, 10 incredible insights into the power and ingenuity of the natural world, each one paired with a piece of hard-won survival knowledge. From the oxygen we breathe to the plants that can feed us, nature provides everything we need, but it demands our respect and our understanding. The skills we've talked about today aren't just for extreme adventurers. They're about building a deeper connection with the world around us and being prepared for the unexpected. True survival starts with knowledge and a calm mind. If you found this journey into the wild as thrilling as I did, and if you learned something that could one day make a difference, then please give this video a massive thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next expedition. And be sure to share this with anyone who loves adventure or could use these life-saving tips. Now I want to hear from you. Head down to the comments section and let me know. Which nature fact blew your mind the most? Or which survival tip do you think is the most important one to remember? I read as many comments as I can, and I love seeing what resonates with you all. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing this adventure with me. Stay prepared, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next one.